Like, so here we go, guys, and like, you know immediately already that we're going to be talking about this episode of Dragon Ball Super. And yes, it's a miracle because we obviously, like, you know, it's being consistent, like, obviously with this art and animation, and, you know, the story is actually generally really interesting in this one, and all that, and it's still, like, you know, like, for a lot of people, like, especially like me, it's like, wow, it really took, like, 46 episodes to have good stuff in Dragon Ball Super. And you can say, oh, there's that one episode, you know, there's that one episode of Beerus, he did something cool. I'm not really going to say a lot about, like, obviously, like, when we go to Frieza stuff, because I didn't watch all of it. I watched the Frieza movie, and then for okay movie, not as good as Battle of the Gods, and then seeing, like, some of the last episodes, which was fucking atrocious, like, from there. And then coming into Universe 6, coming into the 6, and it's like, finally, I feel like I can rest a little bit easy now, knowing that so far, like, from what, like, definitely this arc's been setting up, and, like, what is going down, is exactly what's going to be happening in Dragon Ball Super. Now, one thing I was a little bit, like, upset in this episode, though, I would say, is, like, although we're probably going to get the answers to that next time, it's like, we didn't get any information at all about Black Goku, or, like, how is he alive? Like, how is Goku alive in this timeline? Really curious, although you did just get to see him clearly beast on Trunks, like, in that timeline, where, like, he went Super Saiyan out of pure rage, and I would have loved if, like, that was the thing that, like, triggered him after, like, Mai's death, like, and his, like, I'm thinking of as, like, his mother dying, that he finally reached that new stage, like, he got, like, Super Saiyan 2 at that point, and he was just, like, yeah, like, you know, like, using this anger, trying to, like, beat him, but it's like, no, Black Goku at that point is just fucking unstoppable. You get to see, like, strangely, like, how much, like, his ki has completely changed. Like, as it's now, like, got this, like, black and kind of, like, green aura around it. And then it's like now that his, like, sensing of ki seems to be at a ridiculous level now, where he can, like, seemingly, like, just sniff out, like, anyone in, like, the world. And, like, you know, Goku's pretty insane as well, where he's, like, able to go from, like, you know, Beerus's planet, like, to able to sense, like, Trunks there. Like, he's able to, like, do crazy things like that. But it's just here, like, how much stronger that this character is. Like, Trunks able to, like, trying to use everything, trying to use, like, you know, like, all his sword and everything, and I just like the point of, like, when, like, Trunks punched, like, Black Goku, and he just went, like, he just started laughing. He was just like, I'm loving this, like that. It's like, this is what, like, you know, this is what you got, Saiyan, like, you know, this is what you got, you Saiyan pieces of shit, like that. You're nothing, like, you're absolutely nothing, and just him blasting him, like, and ending up Trunks having to use his old mentor's, like, move, having to use the Masenko to try and get fucking, like, out of there like that. It would have been nice if we saw, like, one of his, like, nostalgic old moves like that from what we've seen of Trunks, but it was like, I thought that was really cool that he actually ended up using the Masenko and ended up learning it, and I was like, that's a really, like, nice thing that he actually did from there. But after using, like, you know, the Masenko to try and escape, ending up going up to, you know, obviously, like, the present time that we are with Goku and the gang, and we get to see, for a bit of it, it turns into a comedy, like, a comedy episode, where we get to see, like, little Trunks, and, you know, like, with Mai and Pilaf, and, like, all, and Shu, like, all there, and you can clearly see the little relationship thing, like, obviously, with Mai and, like, Trunks, and all that, like, all this, like, stuff going down with there, like, Trunks is obviously, at that time, got a huge, major crush on Mai at that point, and then both, like, as they were learning and, like, teaching him, you know, it was funny, you know, they had some stuff that I felt a little bit weird, them kind of keep going back and forth with the comedy to the seriousness of it, like that. It felt kind of awkward at some points, but when you gotta see, like, oh shit, like, the Castle Courts thing came down, it's like, oh, it's, like, has the big letters hope, like, so in the, obviously, a huge reference and all that, and the same sort of, like, shit that they used during the timeline he went back to Stella, and I love that. That was a really great reference, and, like, obviously, like, you know, Bulma was able to notice that because, you know, she saw that. She was there with, like, you know, like, a Teen Gohan, like, seeing that stuff, like, and obviously, like seeing, like, the original ship, and I really, like, enjoyed that. Like, I had that little moment in there with him, and then he came out, obviously put him on the bed, rescue him, and throughout how, like, the confusion is, because Trunks is like, this guy looks like me, who it is, and, like, Pilaf and, like them putting it in the head, it's like, oh shit, he's got the same name as you, he looks exactly like you, like, did, like, Vegeta have an illegitimate son or something like that? Could this be your big brother? Like thinking I was like, what? Like, Trunks has got, like, a big brother, and his name is Trunks as well. I was like, you know, obviously, like, what, like, I'm kind of curious to see if they are gonna really, like, explain it to him, because, like, obviously, like, when he was a little baby, like, he, you know, he didn't know know anything about that, because obviously he was like a couple of weeks old at that point, where it's like, oh yeah, like I shouldn't know anything at that point about that. So it's very weird like how that's going to be working out. And from what it seems like in the preview, what we're going to be having with Black Goku, like he can seemingly go back in time with like some sort of ring or something, like, because obviously he seems to like meet up with him. So I'm really curious about that. But just seeing when Goku, like Whis, Beerus, Vegeta, all of them arrive and see that, like, just Trunks snaps because he sees Goku and he's like, oh god, that's an evil bastard, like that. He doesn't know that's, you know, the good Goku. He doesn't know anything like about that. He's just like, he got triggered just out of pure rage after like seeing, you know, his mother get killed in front of him, and also as well like his friend slash love interest just die right in front of his eyes. So next week we are going to be seeing a little bit of that little confrontation that we have between Trunks and Goku, although you clearly see like immediately like, you know, just like a little bit of a reminder of like how like Trunks and Goku recently kind of like met and like tested out each other like that, instead of like, you know, it would have been cool if he was like blocking the sword like how he did when he came back, like with his like fingers or anything like that. That would have been a cool little thing, but he was like, just stopped it with his hand, and it seemed like, you know, he's trying to calm like Trunks down. And I mean, do you blame him? Like, he fucking went through hell and back to like deal with this shit. So on that, I really did enjoy this episode. I thought this was a really good episode. I think like there was a vast improvement in animation. Like I remember like hearing a little bit that some of the animators and stuff were taken off, and then they got new guys on there, which, you know, I'm fucking glad. Like I don't know if the guys are experienced, but I think it fucking shows when it's like it looks better, it runs more fluently, and it isn't the fucking child scribbles that we were fucking getting through some of these episodes. So I'm really glad that's what we got, because like regardless of what, don't try and defend it, some of that shit looked like absolute fucking garbage. So I'm really glad that now, like, you know, it looks a lot better. Like also with the comedy scenes, like they look a little bit compared to the action, and that's fine. I mean, they're supposed to look goofy and stuff like that, but like yeah, that's exactly what I kind of want to see. Like, and I'm getting more and more confident in saying, yeah, like I'm really looking forward to more episodes. It's like, it's just still that fact. It's like, it took 40 episodes. It took 40 episodes to like have this something that we should have gotten from the start. Like something that really got like people excited and truly like hyped up, and like has some quality to, you know, to boot as well. Like, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let me go, you know, guys, know what you think in the comment section down below. I probably give this like an 8.5 to like near 9. I thought it was a really good episode. Really thought it was really intense like that. Thought it was a really good finale as well, and curious to see as well a little bit like how Goku's going to confront, like, you know, Black Goku, how that's going to work for him. But that's all for me, so thank you much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this episode of Dragon Ball Super as much as I do, you know, hit that like, you know, hit that subscribe. And a little note as well, I know that the recent like Dragon Ball Super manga came out as well, and I think like it's pretty much, regardless of the hit fight, I think it's a little bit different. Like from what I've heard, it's like it's a lot shitter in the manga than it is in there, but it's like for a majority I think it's like kind of the same, like how, like, you know, from what we get to see how Hit loses as well with the Monarch stuff and there, so they pretty much kept it the same. So I guess like now with like, since that arc has ended, like we're probably going to see Black Goku, Evil Goku in the actual, like, you know, manga as well. So like I think there's going to be a lot of curiosity with that. So I think a lot of people are probably going to have to keep their eyes out for the manga probably now, since now we're at to that arc. So well, I'll honestly have to wait and see what they're going to be doing, because there might be some differences, and that might get us some hints about the Black Goku stuff and a lot of other stuff going on in the series. But that's all for me, so I'll see you guys next time.